I really have gone through a major heart change pretty recently and stuff, and I've been working on my third album, and I'm almost done with it, and really, this record has really been formed through so many things that I've been going through. Like I think it had been really hard for me to be on the road because, here I am, and I've got this testimony, and I really do feel passionately about it. I have a passion for people my age. I'm about to be 20 and stuff, so young adults and stuff, and kids and teens and stuff, and so, I was on the road and was constantly like pouring out, and I never was, I think I was at a selfish place where it's like I didn't want to be waking up in the morning and like get poured into from the Lord and stuff. It's like, man, I hate the way that I'm feeling, but I'm too selfish to do anything about it, And it's ridiculous to even like look at it from that perspective. It's like, man, like that's real bad, but it's something that I think we all go through, and we're human, we're selfish by nature. And so I think that I had kind of hit this wit's end, and it's just like, man, I've just, I'm going to have to get over it. I've just got to come, and I've got to seek the Lord's face, because otherwise I'm destroyed and I can't do it. I can't do it again. I'm not going to put out another record because it's going to be, I think that this one probably would not have any passion behind it, and it would be just a bunch of rambling. So, just really started searching the Word and stuff, and it's crazy because, I would always say, like, yeah, like, people would ask, like, well, how do you stay grounded? And it's like, yeah, well, you gotta wake up in the morning, you gotta do your devotions. Oh, well, I'm a hypocrite because I don't do it, and it was just awful. But, and I would always say, like, yeah, you just gotta get past that, like, that first day where it's like, okay, I'm gonna wake up, and then you gotta keep coming back because, you're getting poured into, and the Lord just draws you in. And I wasn't even doing it myself. I'm like, well, I need to get back to the root of that because, I did it before I went on the road, and then I got distracted, and Satan finds that weak point and gets you filled with other things. And so I, for the first time in my life, have just kind of been like, oh my gosh, this is the most refreshing, like, I'm so in love with life, and I'm so in love with just ministry, and like how Mark Hall was speaking this morning, and was talking about, you see things just from a completely different set of eyes. And so it's so awesome because you do, like, you just, I don't know, I'm just so overwhelmed. And so this record it comes out September 16th, and there's a song called My Freedom that's really close to my heart because it's about that winter season, and coming to that wit's end, it's like, man, I'm a completely dry desert. My heart is almost about to stop beating, and you're the only person who can give me that freedom. And over in the chorus, it says, will you be my freedom? And then at the very end of the song, it says, you are my freedom. And so that really just, I think it's cool because, being young and stuff, you're trying to figure out what you want to do with your life and who you are and what you want to be. And so you're at a very vulnerable spot because you get pushed and pulled in so many different directions. And, so many kids go through so many different phases, whether it's drugs, whether it's drinking, or, just trying to fit in, like finding, love through sex and all that different kind of stuff. And God is the only one that can give you that true happiness. And, it's so funny because I think I would say that all the time, and it's almost like it's a cliche kind of thing because, you hear your parents talk about it, you hear your youth pastors talk about it. But man, it's crazy to really experience it, to be on that side and then to be on the other side and be like, you know what? It's absolute truth. Like, this is amazing. So I think that's really it's cool because I think that's really what's driving me right now, and it's what needs to be driving me for the rest of my days. I mean, it's awesome. I don't know what to say. It's just, I'm really excited, and I'm excited about where I am with the Lord, but I want to encourage other kids to, like, you can't find your identity and all that other stuff. Like, it's just something that is a temporary high, and then you end up finding yourself even lower than, you were before. And it's just like, man, I've searched every corner, and yet I can't find this one thing. And it's like what Christ said. It's like, you don't have to give me anything except for your life. And so it's ridiculous because it's like you don't realize that sometimes, like, how big of a deal that is. It's like you find all that stuff that's like should fill your carnal needs, and yet it's like, wow, the one thing that I need is I have to get that by being selfless. And so that's what I've been learning, and that's what's I want to tell people is it's like, man, it's a big step, and it's a big thing to have to go through, and yeah, there are going to be early mornings, and yeah, you are going to get busy and stuff, but God's gonna be there, and He's gonna be your strong tower. He's gonna be your cornerstone, and He's gonna get you through, and you're gonna want to keep coming back to Him and coming back to Him, and so He's the only thing that's true and constant. So.